endorsing, but it turns out it was just an ad from, like, it was an ad for a video from months and months and months ago, pre-COVID days, on a GTX 1660. I don't know why they decided to put that ad up now, because holy crap, it is not, like, 1660 is definitely not on anyone's radar at the moment. Unless you are, you know, trying to get a cheap one. In which case, that ad would still not be relevant. There we go. Got our screw underneath that sticker. I didn't damage it too much, so I should be able to just pat it down. And hopefully it doesn't come off and interfere with any mouse movement. Okay, if you're working with a cutter blade to, you know, use as a shiv to remove stickers like this, I advise you to be very, very careful. Cutter blades are extremely sharp. And use one with a handle if you can. Don't do it like the way I'm doing it. Obviously, the way I'm doing it is very, very wrong, and I should not be demonstrating it to you this way. But I don't have my proper cutter, or my, what you call it? What do you call those little razor things that people use in the crafting hobby a lot? X-Acto. I don't have my X-Acto knife right now. It is somewhere else. And this is a Phillips head screw, same size as the others, so we can go ahead and remove that. That ad, I am so out of the loop. Artificity, Miss L Chan is asking about an ad. Maybe you should give your marketing guys a heads up. Says, oh damn it, I dropped the screw, and it is black, and my floor is black, and the piano is black. Okay, I'll worry about that later. You have to share now that it's out in the open for this group. I must see, always cut outwards. Yes, always cut outwards, away from your body, away from your fingers. Do as I say and not as I do. Okay, so we should be able to open this now. Now, that ad that I was talking about, I do videos for a company called Unbox Guru. Unbox Guru aims to be, and we got this bad boy open, nice. Unbox Guru aims to be a kind of a more high production quality resource for tech reviews and unboxings in the Philippines and in the region as a whole, actually, not just the Philippines, but the entire APAC region. So over at Unbox Guru, we've done reviews and unboxing for TVs. I even did one that was never published, the Johnny Walker White Walker vodka, Absolute vodka. I wish we published that, but I think I did do a write-up on it, which I can share. And kind of recently was the, oh dang, my fingernails. I trimmed my fingernails, and now it's just not working to remove these clips. Kind of recently was a NVIDIA GTX 1660 MSI Ventus OC edition graphics card. It's a mouthful. I'm surprised I still remember. Okay, this is not coming off. Maybe I'll just remove the ZIF cable here. Just need to figure out, where is the latch? Is it the black or is it the white? It is probably the white. But if I'm wrong, then I will destroy the latch. So, no latch. I'll just unplug. Nope. Where did I put my box of knickknacks? There we go. Alright, so the ad is on Facebook, which is why I can't share it. I don't have a personal Facebook account, aside from the one that I use to do these streams on. And I'm not particularly keen on searching through my friends' Facebook feeds just to look for a video of something that I did months ago. So if you want to see it, it's somewhere there. Just go ahead and troll Arvin's Facebook page or something. Or, you know what, maybe I can share it on video, or not video, on like just a screen cap of my phone, because Arvin did, or Chris, or one of our other friends did share a video of it. Or a link to the video. Here. That is me. Wait for the ISO to fade out. There you go. Look at that big boy. So since I'm wearing a red t-shirt, a red polo there, I think that was during the Christmas season. I've actually slimmed down a little bit and then gained it all back because of COVID. But yeah, that is the video that we did for MSI. Why can't I remove this? Jesus. You look so different, OMG. Yeah, I did. Another one popped up. Oh, really? The PNY one. Ah. The PNY? Did we review a PNY graphics card? PNY RAM, I think, yeah. We definitely did more videos for Unbox Guru since then. So during COVID days, I was doing work from home videos for Unbox Guru. We reviewed PNY RAM, a couple of laptop coolers. Dang, what else? The PNY SSD, NVMe PCI SSD. We also reviewed a Transcend SSD. Oh, come on, get out of there, you stupid. Why? Damn it, are you glued down? Holy shit. That's really rough, really tough to get out there. I need to take a very close look at this. I'm sorry, there's going to be nothing on the screen for a while. Let me just put my face on. Here we go. Oh, Jesus. Oh, Arvin went ahead and shared the whole video. Okay. Thanks, friend. What I am doing now is I am trying to find out which way this ZIF connector opens up, because I don't want to rip off this ribbon cable, that delicate orange looking cable. It is literally millimeters thin, as you can almost not see in the video. So here we go. I think this is it. Nope, I broke it. Ah, shit. But at least in breaking it, I found out how it's supposed to come off cleanly. Okay, so we're already not successful in making sure that nothing broke here. That's a little bit of a bummer. Okay. These do not ease up. What the heck? Let's open up that YouTube link again. Let's see how this guy removed the cables. Be careful not to rip the ribbon cable when separating two halves. Yep, I did not rip it. Disconnect the ribbon cable. You'll need to remove the battery to get one of the screws in the next photo. Okay, very well. We're going to have to remove the battery, which is what our intention was anyway. But he doesn't say how he removed the ribbon cable. Dang it. Do you just pull? Like with all the force? Oh, wow. I cut the ribbon cable. This is a disaster of a stream. Lol. A disaster of a repair attempt. Did I cut it? No. Okay. It is a little... There's an indentation on the ribbon cable. You can probably see it on stream, on the camera. I don't know if that's going to affect the performance. We will see. That's... I died. Yes, I have died. And then this one is a frickin' bitch of a... bitch and a half. It's a bitch and a half to open. Or get loose. This fucking thing here. You know, Santagoy, every time you say you're back, it's funny because you never say that you left in the first place. Had to check your puppy because he's crying. That's great. That would have been nice to know earlier before you had left. No, I'm just kidding. There's no pressure on... There's no need for anyone to say what they're doing in their personal lives. Go ahead and do what you need to do. That is not coming off. And I'm not seeing any locking mechanism. It should just be pull, you know, just yank it out. Ah, darn my perfectly manicured fingernails. Why? There you go. That was really rough. Okay, so this camera should probably probably show off the damage a little bit better. But yeah, check that out. That kink in the cable. It's probably nothing because it's not a tear. Yeah, it's definitely not a tear. So hopefully that will be fine. Okay, anyway. We're going to have to... Let's attack the battery first, because that's what I wanted to originally fix. I'm going to attack the battery. Replace that with this. All right. So I was a little worried that this battery, the replacement one, would have a very, very long cable. Because as you can see here on the mouse itself, the cable that came with the battery is extremely short. So if we did have to get a battery with a longer cable, it probably would have needed to be shortened or just wound up very tight. But thankfully it's about the same length, so that shouldn't be an issue. Now let's look at where we need to unscrew more screws. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Dang, that is a very secure battery cage. Oh, poor baby. Poor baby doggy. Oh. So Trish and I are watching Grace and Frankie on Netflix lately. And there was an episode where a dog got lost. Or not really got lost, but it ran away from one of the main characters' houses. And that incident, according to my wife, was the most nerve-wracking incident that's happened so far in the show. Over 5 seasons that we've witnessed so far. And there have been a lot of funny things and weird drama going on in the show. It was really just the dog running away that made her fear for what happens next. We are very much dog people. We love dogs. Love, 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 love dogs. Artificity says, fingers crossed, or else this might be the first in some sort of JP Breaks shit montage. Yeah. You know, you could start by watching one of the Unbox Guru videos where I literally dropped the product that I was showcasing. I don't know if they used that footage in the final video, because I haven't watched it myself. But I did say if they wanted to put it in a blooper reel, they could. It was the laptop cooler video. So go check that out. Oh, wow. There's actually 8 screws. Did I say 8 earlier? I meant 6 earlier, but 8 is the actual number of screws to get at here before I can get to the battery. I love my dogs so much, yes. Everybody loves their dogs. Very much a dog person. I mean, all animals are cool, you know. If you like cats, that's fine. Not everybody has good taste, but, you know, that's just something that we can't account for. I'm pretty sure I just alienated, like, more than 50% of you out there. Okay, here we go. And the last screw. These should all be the same size, so I'm not really checking. But they seem like it so far. Okay. Does that just come off? No, once again, it is more than what it seems. how to remove. There very likely might be a screw that I missed in this. So I'm going to be a little bit more careful because of that botched ribbon cable removal that could very well have cost me this mouse. Don't want to break anything else, but I don't see how this could come apart any more. This feels like one of those, you know, those 3D puzzles. Okay, let's go ahead and switch on over. Haha, Artificity's triggered because he likes cats. Okay. Yeah, it's okay to be wrong. That's fine. We do have to remove the battery, but I'm not sure how. Okay. The other 4 hold the levers for the side buttons. Okay, so we didn't need to remove all of the buttons, just 6. Or rather, all of the screws. We just needed to remove 6. But somehow I have to remove this battery without any other assistance here. So, what is it? Adhesive? Is it held in with adhesive? Trying to get at it. I don't see. Ugh. Yeah, you're going to see the top of my head for a bit for now while I try and get a closer look. I don't quite see how this is supposed to come off. Alright, you know what? Let's give iFixit a shot. We're going to try iFixit's website for how to remove the battery, or at least get further into the disassembly that I'm currently at. So, iFixit, G900, teardown. Nope, I don't want a Galaxy S5 teardown, no. We just want a Logitech mouse G900 teardown. Oh, apparently Galaxy S5 G900 is the actual model number for the S5. Interesting. No wonder we have multiple hits. Mark is asking me on Telegram, what you fixin'? Well, come into my stream, buddy, and find out. That's literally what I texted back to him. So cheeky. Sounds like saying JP Fix It should be your blog name. Oh, maybe. Maybe. But I have to actually fix something first before I can use that name. Right? Ooh, self-burn. Okay, let's try one of these longer spudgers. This one is well used. And see if we can just pry it out with brute force. Once again, I'm not particularly worried about just how much damage I do to the old battery. Although I don't want to puncture it, if at possible. That would be bad. It is held on with just adhesive. It's good to know. Okay, it's coming off. Just adhesive, holding that bad boy in place. Why are products all called bad boys, by the way? How come there are no good boy products or good girl products? So I lifted a bit of the adhesive there. That's going to be fine. Just reuse that. Just tap it down a little bit. Tack, 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 tack. Tamp it down, rather. Okay, so it was literally just adhesive. This is the old battery with the Kaplan tape foil. Miss L Chan says, have fun though, hope you fix it. Gotta go to work. Okay. Oh, what? Mark is here in the chat. Oh, the mouse. Yes. See ya, Miss L Chan. Bye. Artificity saying, same here, I woke up too early, and so I wish you the best of luck and have a working mouse after this. Thank you. Thank you, friends, for stopping by, even if you knew you couldn't stay too long. Mark Lobster saying, isn't this a mouse? It is, yes. Hi, Artificity. Hello, hello. All right, so we can, at least this is removed. So we can get to the switches now. And I'm going to desolder those switches and apply the new Omron switches. Blah. So sorry for all of the mic hits. I am not set up for a repair stream efficiently right now, unfortunately. Mark say, Artificity saying, oh, hi, Mark. Let's go ahead and do shout-outs, actually. So let's shout out to Miss L Chan. So it's Miss L Chan. And we'll do a shout out to Mark. So Marky Larbster. Mark Larbster. Mark saying, I've never seen Mark with a mobile phone like battery before. Yeah, they're all going this way, bud. This is a Logitech LiPo rechargeable battery, 750 milliamp hour, 3.7 volt. This is only 750 milliamp hours. Actually, I don't know if it will be picked up in camera, but here, 750 milliamp hours right at the top left beside the Logitech logo there. This new one is 1000 milliamp hours. So it should be an upgrade, like a very, very noticeable upgrade. Here, Santagoy, what if you shout out me? What's the message? Well, I'm not gonna lie and tell and say that I actually thought up a message for you, but there is a generic one that will go to anyone who doesn't have a specialized message yet. But don't worry, when I get around to it, you will get a specialized message. You don't stream yet, by the way, which is why you don't have one. Let me know when you start streaming your content or putting it up on YouTube, wherever you end up going. And, you know, I'll edit that thing. Actually, I should put Mark's YouTube page as well on his custom shoutouts. Because he wants more people to watch him on YouTube than on Twitch. Or I don't know, maybe his priorities have changed. Okay, so we got the battery out, we got the screws out. How do I get how do I get to the actual switches? Let me just refer to the blog post here. All right, so we've removed that, and then the 6 screws here at the side of the bracket. After those screws are removed, I can start separating the back half of the mouse. So this back half should just come off just like that. Wow, it did. Cool. I'll try and be a little careful here. There we go. Look at that. That's a cool light pipe that they've got going on. It's a very long light pipe. Put that aside. Okay, after this, we can pull the sides up and lift. Separating the back half reveals the 4 screws, holding down the left and right click buttons. Oh, I see them. Yeah. These 4 screws right over there. So those screws are holding down the buttons, which I assume I'm going to have to lift and remove to get to the Omron switches. This is cool though. Even the side buttons are using similar shaped switches. I don't know if you can see through into the gap there. But this means that if they also start exhibiting issues, again, my mouse is not exhibiting any double click issues at the moment, but if any of them do, it should be a relatively straightforward and easy repair. Oh, wow. There's a screw stuck in there. Lol. How did that get there? Alright, so let's go in and remove these screws. These are smaller, or rather shorter screws. Wow, that's not going to get picked up at all. Yeah, they're much shorter screws, so I need to put them aside separately from the other screws I've removed so far. I should get a lighter colored mat, you know, to more easily see these black screws when I put them down. Okay, second one. So that's a left click. Should come off just very easily now. Santagoy says, I plan to stream here later, hopefully. Wow, by later, do you mean later today? That's awesome. If so. Yep, left click came off, and there you can see the switch, key switch. That says Omron, but it is a China Omron. See, you can see made in China, or rather just China there. And we're going to replace that with a Japan-made Omron switch. I don't know if it's really better, but maybe it will be less likely to exhibit double-clicking issues down the road. Although, to be fair, I have had this mouse for more than 3 years, probably close to 4 years by now, and it has not exhibited double-clicking issues at all. I am only replacing it because as a preventative measure, and also because I wanted to have some cool content for you guys to watch this stream on. Okay, Santagoy says, Mark Lobster says, Santagoy, you have a kick-ass mixer interface. Oh, have you guys been talking about your tech shit already? Do share. Artificity says, I might start streaming MTG, Arena, or Divinity now that I got 2 other friends to buy it. Awesome. Nice. Mark Lobster asking, Revius, can I send you my rack mouse to fix? Send me the rack mouse and the payment, and I will look into it. No promises, obviously, as you can see here. I'm just winging it for this fix, and I think I may have possibly damaged my ribbon cable. You can see a kink right there near the white portion. I don't think that's going to be an issue, but that wasn't there before I started repairing. Santagoy saying, I have a PV mixer. Ooh, very nice. I like that. Okay, and how do we get at these switches? I think I'm going to have to work on the mouse. I'm going to have to work on the mouse like this as a whole unit. Or wait, are the switches here? No, they are not. That's weird. Oh, I'm holding the mouse upside down. I'm a dum-dum. Here we go. I can probably remove these. Yeah, they have their own daughter boards. So the switch goes off wired on this daughter board, and it's connected to the mouse main board from here. So I think, yep, there's a couple screws on each. Maybe I can just remove it like that and pull. Gonna open up that blog post again and see, just to be sure. Don't want to break my mouse any more than I already did. Alright, so 4 more screws. These hold the cap that goes around the mouse wheel and DPI buttons. These screws up here. There is another ribbon cable underneath the cap. Oh god. Okay. Let's see if I break it again. That is a lot of screws to get to just 2 buttons. Okay, 1. 2. So small. And I already dropped one. So let's not drop another screw. I don't want my mouse feeling any more rickety than it already does. Not to say it has bad build quality, far from it. This is probably one of the best mouse I've ever used, which is why I'm doing everything in my power to try and repair it. But without all of its screws in, it might not feel as good. Okay. Santagoy recycled this old PV from an old business, and it works, so yay. How many channels does it have? Asks Mark Lobster. Okay, where did that go? Okay, there is a magnet inside the mouse, which holds the magnetic side buttons in, and it caught the screw, which is pretty funny. I could have lost that if I didn't hear it clicking. 4 channels. 4 channels is more than enough. I mean, if it's just you streaming, 4 channels is way more than enough. Okay, I'm gonna remove these side buttons just because they are already loose and I don't want to worry about more things than I have to. This thing is looking like a transformer head more and more. Look at that. You can just slap this on top of a car, like an RC car, and call it a transformer. Why are you working on a table with holes, by the way? This is not a table, actually. This is a laptop stand, and that's the table underneath. This is because I'm still streaming from the laptop room. I don't have space, so I'm just improvising here. Also, these holes make it so that my camera was able to autofocus a little better. It wouldn't do it with the non-hold surface that I had. Oh, I got a like from Lance. Thank you very much, Lance, for liking the stream. Love you, buddy. Hope you're doing good. All right, so we peeled back that cap. There's another ribbon cable, definitely as expected, and then we can probably lift these out, unscrew these, and lift these out so we can solder them a lot more easily. This is a very, very good design, actually, now that I'm thinking about it from a repair perspective. It makes it so that, you know, if you didn't want to desolder, you could just swap out the whole button board. And if you do want to desolder, well, it's so much easier to work on a daughter board like this, rather than, you know, having to work on this as while it is attached to the main mouse body. That said, I think all of this is kind of increasing the weight of the mouse. With its design, it's probably not as simple as, like, say, the Glorious gaming mouse by the company called Glorious, or any of those other perforated shell mice that you may have seen elsewhere. There, we've removed one. Awesome. Come on, autofocus. Come on, kick in. There, we've removed one. You can clearly see the China text on it. We're gonna remove the switch, just the switch, and then put the new switch on this daughter board. So this is the left click. Gonna remove the other one now. How long have I been streaming? Oh, 1 hour, 1 minute, okay. I didn't expect it to be this slow. I thought that when I would open the mouse, or I would be able to open the mouse a lot faster, but I didn't anticipate the ribbon cable being such a bear to remove. Okay, we dropped a screw. It probably went into one of the holes that Santagoy was worried about, which, you know, in retrospect is a very, very valid concern. But I can't really deal with that right now. There we go. Remove that, and I'm just going to put all of this aside. Okay, now comes the fun part. I'm going to remove these switches from the daughter boards. Already I have mixed up which one is left and which one is right. No, this one is left, this one is right. And these are the replacement switches that I'm going to be putting onto the daughter boards. How come I can't open this little baggie? What's going on? There we go. I might have to slice this open. And the other side. And this too. There we go. So these should be two Japan-made Omron switches that are fully compatible with the daughter boards that I have on the G900. Okay, yeah, so on the top, I don't know if it comes off in the stream, but you can definitely see it in at least my preview of the camera. You can definitely see it says Omron Japan there. Mark is asking how much do these replacement switches cost? Like $2 each? You're going to be paying much more in shipping than in the actual cost of the switches. If you buy these in bulk, you can get them for like pennies per switch. Unfortunately, good luck trying to find someone who sells it for pennies per switch. All right, I'm going to turn on my soldering iron. Let's go ahead and boop. Yes, 400 degrees, please. Let's start with 350 or 375 and see if that is a good enough temperature to have the old solder removed. Now, I don't have happy hands, which is, you know, a tool to hold the thing that you're working on with the soldering iron at the same time. I should probably get them at some point if I want to keep doing these kinds of repair streams. But what I'm going to have to do is, right now, I'm just going to work on the desoldering by holding the switch itself. I'm going to hold onto the switch and then desolder the tips and probably just try and, you know, shove these out of the way. Shove the daughter board out of the way while the solder is still hot. Now, if I can do that on camera, great. If not, I hope you guys understand if I prioritize me looking at the actual thing more closely rather than making sure that there's a good picture for the stream. I'll try and do my best to make sure you guys can see what's going on, but no promises. I need to tin my solder. Let's go ahead. Mark says, I'd try this, but I'm so damn messy with a soldering iron. Oh, well, you can definitely still try it and just practice first. You know, it doesn't always have to be, doesn't all have to be done in your first try. By the way, this is the micro USB port that I had to replace. Or rather, not that I had to replace it. These are the replacement micro USB ports that I was given to replace the broken one on my keyboard. Look how small those pins are. Look how small those pins are. Yeah, that's impossible. I cannot do that with like a tip. I had to use a hot air rework gun to do that with. But yeah, I had to replace all of those. There you go. That's a better picture. That is tiny. Tiny AF. And I'm glad my camera was able to focus on that. Put that aside because that is not what we're working on today. Okay. Open up my Kester solder, and I'm just gonna tin my soldering iron a little bit. Okay. Santogoy says, practice on the expensive stuff. Good incentive to do it well. No, practice on the inexpensive stuff. Because if you don't do it well, at least you didn't break anything that can't be replaced. All right. Oh, good. My fume extractor is working. I have a fume extractor right behind the camera. Okay. Now, I don't have a mat with which I can drop this loose solder onto. That would have been very nice to have, but unfortunately it's not something that is available to me right now. Practice soldering on a MacBook keyboard, yeah, right. Okay. Ooh, all right. That initial plan of holding onto the switch while attempting to desolder the old solder is not going to be a good idea, because I can already feel it's not even hot enough to melt the solder yet, but I can already feel the heat coming through to the switch. So, no. Probably going to have to just let it sit here. Oh, there. That's a good little stand. Unfortunately, you guys can't really see what's going on, but that's a good little stand for me to use this and maybe get a solder sucker, which I do not have. So I will BRB and get myself a solder sucker. All right, we're back. Here we go. Switched on to the camera here. I've got a solder sucker, and we're gonna just use that to remove the old solder. It's a tried and true method. I just hope that this iron is now hot enough to melt the old solder, and I think it is. I can see it melting. So we're just going to melt and melt and melt and melt and then suck. So a little bit of inspection time to see if that sucked everything out. It did not. We're going to have to do it again, but at least it got some of it. Got some of the solder out. You can see if the camera can zoom in closely here. Nope, you can't really see, but we'll just do it again. Here we go. It's tin, once again, tin my solder. Yeah, you're going to just see the top of my head on the feed for a little bit because I can't reposition this camera any better. Okay. What we are doing right now is just trying to remove the old solder, which might require a little bit more heat than I currently have my setting to. So let's go ahead and go to the full 400 degrees Celsius. Okay, it's starting to melt a lot easier. Yeah, you can definitely see the liquid metal starting to come off. It's not liquid metal, it's just solder. But it does have a liquidy appearance. So I'm going to try that solder sucking motion again. Here we go. Just get it to a point where it is liquidy, and then oop, it's not primed. There we go. Try that again. the heat shoe up. Yeah. Okay, that is now loose. At least I think it is. Okay, I'm a little worried I might be overheating the daughter board. It is a very thin PCB. It's a simple PCB. There isn't a... there's just 3 traces on it, so I don't think it's going to get damaged too much, but I do still have to be very careful about not applying too much heat to the whole board. So I need to work quickly, is what I'm trying to say. Which leads me to want to attempt to use the hot air rework gun instead. Now, if I do that, it's going to be noisy, which sucks for the stream. But I do also not want to break my mouse. So we'll give this one more shot. Oh, actually, I could just push it out now. Can it? Nope. Oh, sorry, it's not showing up on camera. Here we go. I really need to get myself one of those, you know, helping hands things, the claws. You've probably seen it in other DIY repair videos, but some people have like a claw or, you know, a vise that they can use to hold these things while they're working on them with the solder, with the soldering iron. Unfortunately, I don't have one right now set up in here. There's just no space in here. Even with the fume extractor, I'm a little bit worried about, you know, the fumes that are coming off of this. Oh, I bent it. I bent the pin, which is fine because this is the old one, right? This is the one I'm trying to remove, but that's not ideal for removing because it needs to be straight so that we can get at the we can pull it out properly. So I'm just going to bend it back with the soldering iron itself. And the last pin. Come on, melt, baby. Melt. Cool. All right, so on this one, you can see, if the camera will focus well, you can see here, the solder is completely removed, right? On the last pin. There's nothing surrounding the pad. This one, on the top part there, you can see there's nothing surrounding the pad here in the middle, but at the bottom there's still more solder keeping it stuck. And here is a completely botched job right there. Probably would have been able to do a much better job if I had used the hot air rework gun like I wanted to. I think this is still salvageable though, with just a little bit of pressing. I am going to just do it up here though, because I don't want to mess it up any more than I already did. Actually, I'll just apply some new solder and suck that one out, because new solder melts a lot more easily than factory applied solder. This should be a much smoother suck. I mean, it sounds bad, but I don't know how else to put it. Okay. And we're gonna melt that again. New solder, suck. There we go. I can already see. That's a much better removal. That is a much better removal. See? Clean hole. And I think this little chip here can just be pulled off with tweezers. Actually, it cannot. Okay, one more try. This time from the back, so that the soldering iron is not in the way of the solder sucker, the solder pult. Yes. Are you melting? Yep, you're melting. I was able to shift the pin again. There you go. I don't have a proper stand, which would have made the job so much easier. Actually, yeah, this is literally like a 5-minute job. But because of all of these difficulties I'm imposing on myself, it is making it much harder than it should be. I might end the stream just so I can finish this like at my own leisure. But we'll see. Or if you guys don't mind the noise, I can try the hot air rework gun anyway. Oh, nothing came off there. Things are moving around way too much. M. Gucci with the noise. Do you follow Taiha types, JP? No, I don't. I've not heard of that channel. Are they worth? I mean, they probably are worth because you were mentioning them, but let me know what their vibe is like. I know about this guy, Tay Keyboards, which is spelled the way that we spell shit in Tagalog, so it's always funny watching his channel go live. Is he related to Taiha types? Or Taiha types? Oh, wow. This switch is probably burnt to hell now. I can feel it. It's really toasty. But that top pin here is still stubbornly in there. See, I can flex the other pins, the board near the other pins, but that top one is still way in there. All right, I'm gonna try the hot air rework. So turning off the soldering iron. And grabbing myself. Taya Types has a stream setup that'll make you jealous. I mean, I'm even just jealous of Mark's stream setup, so that's not a very high bar. Okay. Gonna put this little guy onto this big guy. And just screw it shut. Should be, nope, that is not tight enough. Oh man, I do not want this tip falling off like in the middle of the work. Wow, that would suck. All right, that's tight enough. And let's get the hot air flowing. You know what? That's not too noisy. Actually, I thought it would be a lot more noisy than this. It's actually kind of pleasant. So, with the hot air rework station, I am not comfortable using the soldering iron, the soldering spool as a stand for this anymore. because that's probably going to melt the plastic and I can't have that. So we'll just put this here, right down there, you know, on the table with the holes in it. And see if we can't, you know, blow hot air here and use the solder pult to pull out the solder from directly there. You might not even need to. It might just reflow the solder enough so that there's nothing touching the pin and the pad. So this might be enough to just get it to separate from the board, just like that. But I'll do the suck anyway. Here we go. I'll do the suck. Lol. That's very clean. Yeah, I think that did it. Okay, just going to do this middle one once more for good measure. And suck. Wow, I even bent the pin there. Okay. That's a very, very toasty board, as expected, because we just blasted the entire daughter board with hot air. Okay. Should be able to just pull this out now. Look at that. The hot air rework station, like, it just completely melted the switch. So much for non-destructive repair. Oh man. Yeah, so that's a hot switch. I'm not able to move the pins still. I don't understand why this is so stubbornly in there. But here, what I'm gonna try now is I'm gonna just try to yank it out with my tweezers in like that. I'm gonna try to heat up all of the pins and then just yank out the thing, the whole thing. Okay, here we go. See, heating all of that up. And with the board in the hole like that, I'm just going to try and pull. It is coming off. It's just not coming off cleanly. I think the plastic is melting. The plastic is melting before the actual solder is, which makes sense because probably doesn't have as high a melting point as frickin' metal. But I am not going to be able to pull this out without damaging the switch, which means, you know, there's no turning back now. My worry is that there's still more solder holding the base of the pins, like closest to the bottom of the switch and the PCB, that I can't get to with a soldering iron. So I might have to put more solder in there just so that I can melt it properly and be able to pull the switch out that way. San saying, everyone's stream is neon drenched. So I like how Teha Types ain't so. Let me take a look at this tweet that you're sharing. Oh yeah, yeah. That's not a bad setup. Actually, I thought it would be way more over the top. Sure. I mean, if you're going to, if you're going to point out people who have $1,000 stream setups, then sure. Give me one who has $1,000 stream setups, but also doesn't have rainbow unicorn vomit all over the workspace. That's a good sell. Artificity says he might as well just maximize your XP gains if you feel this isn't going to work out. He does have a cat, so minus points. Yes, minus points for me. Artificity, I don't think it's not going to work out. It's just that I might have to be a little bit more persistent with my removal efforts with this thing. Alright. I'm gonna get all up in here. Maybe I'll just remove the face cam, because there's nothing going on there anyway, right? There we go. Just go ahead and go all out work cam. So I don't even have to worry about my face, because that might be making subconsciously attempting to position my body in such a way that makes it so that you guys can see my face a little better, but at the same time it's not making this repair job any easier. So you can see how badly melted the Chinese Omron switch got, like right there. The board also got a little toasty. But that'll still work. It's just an aesthetic problem. It'll still work well. This switch, however, is not. You can't even hear it when I press the button in. Yeah, you can't hear the switch at all anymore. So this switch is ruined. The board is not. Anyway, we didn't really care for the China switches. We're going to replace them again for Japanese switches, so I just need to remove this well. Now, in order to do that, how, though? Right? How can I do this? Because I don't have anything that I can use as a grip. There we go. That bottom pin is free. I'm so worried for the other pin I'm gonna have to remove, because holy crap, that bottom pin was the easiest one and it's still stuck. It resoldered onto the pad. I really need those clamps. Alright, let's see what I can work with here. Don't have Captain Tape, I only have duct tape. Duct tape melts very easily, so that's not a good idea. I'll go at it again with the iron. Because that hot air is just killing everything. Actually, the board is also slightly deformed. You can see it's no longer a straight PCB. That'll still work, it's just ugly. All right, just waiting for the soldering iron to heat back up. And that way I can use this as a stand again. Oops, knocked it off. Here we go. Okay, just tinning the tip. I'm much more comfortable working with a soldering iron than a hot air rework gun anyway. Just because the hot air is so much brute force. Alright, that's free. I can feel it wiggling. And now for the last pin. I should have just done it this way since the beginning. Not mind the face cam so much, right? Next time, if I do this again, I'll probably have the face cam like right in front of me here, so you can see me get all up in front of the work, right? And maybe I can even zoom this in a little bit more. Actually, we can zoom it in a little bit more right now. Just making sure I can wiggle that pin. That's still wiggling, so is that one. And this one is wiggling. So we should be able to just pull it out now, with any luck. The plastic could still be melted onto the PCB, but that's not going to be fixed with a soldering iron, unfortunately. Okay, let's see what the problem might be. Oh, with it zoomed in, autofocus doesn't work. Okay. There we go. We have a cold solder again. I wish I could just break that right off. It might even be easier if I was just able to break it right off. Here, we'll try this. Gonna heat it and just pull like that this way. If I could get under or in between the board, that would make it so much easier, but that's not going to happen. Come on, why are you so stubborn? That is incredible. There is incredible resilience in that switch. It does not want to come off. All right, look at that. It's almost off. See? You can see it's lifted quite a bit off of the board by now. You can also see the number I did to the switch with that hot air rework gun. Jesus, that bottom is so melted. Okay, I think at this point we can just pull or use brute force. Just shaving out the remaining cold solder joints. Whoopsie. I melted through some of the solder on my reel. There. Okay, success, finally. Removed one switch. Huzzah! The bad one is out. Now in order to get the new one in, you just need to plug it in the same way, the same orientation rather, the old one was. Yeah, it's still a hot board, so I should be careful. We probably have to clean up those joints a little. There's still some old solder in them. It's preventing me from pushing in the pins. See, that the other one goes in quite fine, but the middle and top ones still need a little bit more coaxing. So, I'm going to get my solder pult, my soldering iron, and position this a little bit off like that so that it's between the board. Oh, actually, that's not a good idea. Okay, we can just use the hot air again. Okay. You can do this? Yes, I know I can do this. I'm quite confident that this is very, very doable. It's just a matter of how much hard work needs to go into it before it is done. He gets me? Okay. The melty of this is not as melty as the other two holes. This is one of the advantages of having holes in my table. Actually, I can use the solder sucker from the bottom, from underneath, while I am applying heat from the top. So here, let's go ahead and do this. Here we go. So just to show you what I mean, here, that white solder sucker from the bottom, I'm just going to put that right on top, like that. And then once I see the solder is melting or is getting to a point where it can be sucked out, I'll just push the button. Yeah, made the hole a little bit bigger. Okay, here we go. Will this fit now? Will this fit now? Please. Please be a good boy. No. Something is still keeping it from going in. Actually, I'm wondering why these new Japanese pins... Here, let me see if I can see it on the other one. Check it out. These new Japanese pins, their legs are kinked. Right? Don't know why it's like that. It's making it a little bit weird to push this in. But I'ma try. I just don't want to bend it, you know, awkwardly. Oh, come on. It fits. See, I've gotten around the kink on that pin. But it's so annoying because the middle pin on the leg, it kinks the other way. You see? At the back, that bottom pin at the bottom of the switch is bending downwards. And then here at the middle pin is bending upwards. And then the top pin is bending downwards again. Why would they do this to me? Come on. If it isn't one thing, it's another. Gosh, darn it. And again, it isn't that it won't fit. Look, that fits just fine if I put it in like this. It's just that they all bend different ways. Oh, come on, man. I mean, I get why they did it. I understand that this is supposed to add a little bit more mechanical security. It's to keep it fit and flush so that you can, when you do the soldering, you don't have to worry about, there you go, I got it, finally. It was off cam, but I got it. And then this click, a lot quieter than the old one. This is the old click. This is the new click. So, I'm happy on that, like just for that change, that the click is going to be quieter, which will help with the stream, will help with playing games out in public or out in the room where maybe my babies are or my wife are sleeping. So this should make it a lot easier to not wake them up. Okay, we're just gonna solder that on. Oh man, so much going on here. Okay, what I'm going to do initially is I'm just going to put a little bit on every pin and then push it all down so that the board, or rather the switch is flush against the board. Because remember, with the hot air damage that I did to it earlier. It's no longer straight. This board is kind of askew. And I foresee this replacement switch being a lot more difficult to remove than the stock one. So I better get this right the first time. I only see it being more difficult because of those bends in the pins, honestly. If they weren't there, it'd be exactly the same. Ugh. Actually, we can just use a bit of the residual solder that's already still on the pin. Not the pin, the socket. And then heat this one up. There you go. That's pin number 1, successfully soldered down. Looks pretty clean, if I may say so myself, and it is very flush against the PCB. Okay, we'll do pin number 3 first before doing the middle one. Alright, yeah, that's flush against the pad. I'm just turning this around because I can use the bend actually in the pin to my advantage and get more surface area of my tip connected or in contact with the pin and the slot. Okay, it's not the cleanest job, but it looks pretty good to me. That gunk that you see near the base of those pins, that's the resin. That's the flux that comes with the soldering wire. Okay, so that's one done. Now to do this whole nightmare again with the other pin, the other switch. Maybe I'll learn from my mistake and get this out of the way. And try doing the just solder sucker and soldering iron approach. Not use the hot air rework because that mangled everything and probably made it a lot more difficult to remove than it should have been. Okay, so I'll get this, just jam it right in there. Again, maybe I can use this to hold it up. Oh, look at that. That's pretty decent. I mean, not the best, obviously. It's not secure at all. But at least it's holding it up for me. There really should be no movement at all as I am trying to solder and desolder. Should be no movement in the work or in the piece, because any little movement will affect how the solder dries, and it can cause or result in a cold solder joint. Will you add more China Point rewards in the future? Asked Santagoy. Yeah, I definitely will. I just haven't gotten around to doing it yet because I have a life. Okay, that's melty. Pretty melty. Alright, let's see if this pull will do it. No. We have a cold solder joint because of the way it kicked back, and my iron is not making good contact with the you know, with the pin or the joint or the socket. So we'll try fresh solder. Once again, fresh solder melts a lot more easily than solder from the manufacturing factory. Santago says, life is important too, Papa Japes. Yes. Thank you for understanding. That doesn't look like it got all of the solder out. And yeah, I cannot move the pin still. So, gonna try again from another angle. Maybe just keep it like this, you know, face down, or face up rather, so that there's less of a chance that the thing moves around. And we'll try and keep that flush against the table. Right there. That tweezers being there is adding adding an anchor point for the whole daughter board to sit in. So even if it's not secure against the table, it will be a big help. I'm just switching hands here. Papa Japes, father to teeny tiny babies. Yes, yes he is. One of these days, when the babies are old enough, and when I am comfortable having them on stream, they might very well make an appearance, much like how Naomi has guested on Mark's streams a couple times over the past few weeks. Okay, we got to get a bit more out that time. I'm still not fully confident in how much has been removed. Let's see if we can move that pin. Okay. Yeah, the pin is mobile. It's twitching, you know, so that's a good sign. We can move on to the next one. There we go. Let's heat that up. And just do the same thing. When your babies are old enough, says Santagoy, I wonder if they'll be taller than you. That would be fun to see. I hope they are tall babies. But my poor wife, you know. Just worried about her, how she'll take it. Oh, that was a clean pull. Let me just show you that middle pin there. Whoa. Come on, autofocus. Come on. Whoa. Damn it. You know what? This is not working as well as I thought it would. There, I still have to hold something here in the background. See in the middle there? There's like nothing still holding onto that pin except for maybe a very small amount on the corners. So hopefully that's clean enough. In fact, if we try wiggling it, let's see if we can get a little bit of motion going. Oh no, I think it's still stuck on the sides there, but that's okay. It's very easy to get those off. Okay, and the last. Here we go. This was a much more effective method of removing the old solder. Should have just done it like this since the beginning. Lol, right, son? Okay. Gonna fully encapsulate the socket. Oops. Let's see if that did any damage. Okay, I don't think so. But then again, I've been wrong about many things this stream alone. So let's see if we can now pull this out. Okay. What I am going to do is once again, try and use this hole in the spool, the solder spool, as kind of a vise that I can use to then just pull the switch down into, so the PCB just stays put. Just applying a little bit of heat, you know, just trying to wiggle the pins free from whatever is still holding them. The problem is I have to get all three loose at the same time, right? And that is harder than it seems with just one soldering iron. I wonder if they make soldering irons with like forked tips. That would make this so much easier, like a 3-forked tip, so I can get all of these pins at the same time and just yank them all out. Okay, what's going on here? Pretty sure they're fluid enough to just yank through, but it's not coming through. Oh, there's a little bit. I managed to dislodge it just a tiny bit. So I'm doing something right. Actually, the whole thing wiggles now, so probably able to just pull out the switch. If I can wiggle it like that, I can probably break the old solder, the cold joint solders, the cold solder joints rather. And come on, you can come out, you can do it. There we go. Very clean. And the pads are still intact. You can see there, the copper is still quite attached to the board. That was a lot easier. A lot easier than the first one. Okay, just get the orientation right here, and then see if we can just put this in. The replacement switch in. If we can, great. If we can't, then just a little bit of cleaning of the sockets ought to do it. Okay, it's having some trouble getting around those bends, right? The bends in the pins, which we should have expected. Alright, that one goes in by itself, as does that, as does the middle, so they're all wide enough. There's no solder that should be stopping it. We just need to be persistent. Or maybe I can straighten the middle one out. I have some pliers here. If I straighten this one out, it should be enough to just allow it to go in quite easily. Just the middle one will do it, because it's the only one bending a different way than the other two pins. So, oops, that's the fixed one. Yeah, it's the only one bending a different way than the other two pins, so it's the only one providing a really weird way, or a different angle that it needs to take. And that did it. Yeah, straightening out the middle pin did it. Awesome. Okay, just going to double check my orientation here. Yeah, that's correct. And then we can do some soldering. Just get this down, you know, down and attached. Okay. So I know you sent a message, Santogoy, about how you sound during Love Live impressions. I will take a look at that later, because if I play it now, it's going to play on stream. Actually, let's do it the same way we did the other one before. Just going to shove those in and use this flat flush against the table, right? And then push it down with the soldering iron. Which is still on. Here we go. I should switch this around to the other side because I wanted to get the advantage of those bends in the pin. All right, so it would be a little bit more, have a little bit better contact with the iron. San says, no worries. Thank you so much for understanding. Okay, here we go. Just pinning the iron. I'm going to apply a little bit there and a little bit here. Just enough to, you know, get it attached to the PCB enough to make sure it's flush. And then I'll go over all of them again with more solder and a more secure fit. Okay, starting with the ground pin. There you go, melt you. There's plenty of solder there. I'll hold it down like that, and then pull. So it's important to make sure that, you know, again, your work doesn't move while the solder is cooling, because it could result in a cold joint. Okay, now let's do the middle. Pull it out while pushing the PCB down, applying pressure to the whole assembly, the switch, the PCB. Okay, now this last one. There you go. A little bit more for you, buddy. Pull off the soldering iron and hold it down while it cools. And you don't want to blow on the solder as it's cooling. Just let it cool on its own. And the solder itself should still look shiny as it dries. If it looks dull or cloudy, then that's a cold joint. You can go back if you want to. Just heat it up again. Just go back and make sure that everything sits perfectly flush and you're not moving. So you can see I didn't do the best job on the middle or the top or the middle or the bottom pin, but that top pin is very shiny, so that's a good hold, a good joint. There's black marks. It looks like burn marks, right, on the PCB. That's just resin, burnt resin from, again, the flux core of the solder. So that's going to be fine. It'll come off with a little bit of cleaning. But yeah, that's the new repaired right click. And now I'm going to turn off the soldering station, clean this up a little bit, and we're going to see if everything works. Oh, exciting. We're going to see just how well of a job I did putting everything back together. So these are the old switches. Get those out of the way. This is the old battery. Get that out of the way. Where did I put the shell? Here we go. Oh no, do not celebrate just yet, Santagoy, because we don't know if what I did was actually successful. I might have just put some new switches in, but broke other things in doing so. Okay, so let's go back to that scene and turn on my camera once more so you can see my desperate face. And I'll go ahead and turn on the chat on the stream again, just because there's a little bit less excitement going on now. I'm just reassembling and we're going to see if everything works still. Okay. Now, I made a very, very rookie mistake. I forgot to label where these screws are supposed to go. So you might see me doing several screws several times, just testing which ones go where. But before I do that, we have to assemble these. Oh, that's very nice. On the PCB itself, you can see it says left. Right there it says left, so I know that this is a left switch. That's very useful. Thank you, Logitech. Here's the left mouse button switch, and I can just plug that in. There, let's use the right tools for the right job, like I said earlier, right? Where did my tweezers go? No, that's the spudger. Did I drop my tweezers and not realize it? Ah, here it is. Okay, I put it beside the soldering station. My bad. Okay, just grab it like that and... Sorry, other orientation. And shove that back in here. Right? I believe that's the right orientation. I mean, it's not complaining that I put it in this way. Okay. I have very little faith that I'm actually putting it in the right way. Let me try it this way. JP Santago is saying, "Oh yeah, this plays like golf then. JP nearing a birdie, but hasn't quite yet hit the hole." Very good analogy, even though I'm so bored of golf. My dad tried to get me into golf when I was younger, but it just would not take. Okay, no, the first way was the correct way. I shouldn't have doubted myself. I am always right, every single time. Oh God. All right, that goes in. The orientation for this one is mirrored, so put this in like that. There, that went in quite smooth. And these are just going to be screwed down like that, I believe. Alright, let's get a couple of the screws. I think these ones use the smaller screws, if I remember correctly. Mini golf na lang, says Santa Goy. Yeah, sure. That works for me. Mini golf. Oh god, these are so small, these freaking screws. There we go. No! No! Where? Damn it. Okay. It didn't fall down onto the floor, thankfully. What the? This is like watching an old man try and do gymnastics. It's rough. It doesn't help that everything in this room is just black. Like I'm working on a piano, right? So obviously piano black. So the background, when I'm looking forward to see, I can't even hold this up. I can't hold this up unless it's against the light. That's the only non-black thing that I can use for contrast in this room. Santa Goy saying, big hands, tiny screws, a match made in heaven. Yeah. If by heaven you actually mean hell. Okay. Oh no, this is a big screw. Place that. Sorry again for the mic handling noise. Let me use my phone here. I'll use my phone as a freaking flashlight. That ought to help. This was actually supposed to be a 1.5 hour stream maximum. That's the amount of time I allocated for myself to have this stream done. Because I'm doing laundry at the moment, and the laundry is now sitting in the washing machine, just drying inside the washing machine. That's not going to be a good time. There you go. Okay, so I have my phone as a flashlight set up here on the little surface where I put all of the screws. That makes it so much easier to see which screws are which. Awesome. Okay, where are my smaller screws? And yes, this does have bigger and smaller screws. Kind of annoying. Mark says, we all know what to gift JP now. A white work surface. Yeah, that'll work. Or you know what I can put on top of this? Is the cutting mat. The blue or green cutting mat. That'll be fine. I actually have one. I don't know why I didn't get it and just put it on top of this. It's so dumb. And then maybe like a white, just a cloth. I could actually just use a towel as the background for this area. You know what? On my Discord, which is linked there, somewhere on the right side of the channel, or at the bottom in my panels, at the Discord, I should just post a picture of what my workstation here, of my streaming station here looks like for you guys, so you can see just how difficult it is and how cramped it is. Okay. Would pasting illustration board on your piano work? Yeah. Actually, I could just use the white back of the illustration board. Use that as a surface for contrast. That would make it easier for me to, like, when I'm working by holding things up in front of me, right? Like if I'm holding things up in front of me and I'm trying to screw, I could just see that, use the white illustration board as a contrast spot. That would already make things easier. In fact, I could do that now because I do have illustration boards sitting around here somewhere. And another screw, please. Mark Lobster saying, "Oh right, with the grid and stuff. Maybe one day I'll gift you one of those LTT magnetic bowls. Please don't. They're overpriced, and you can easily make one yourself. I will make a magnetic bowl on stream, okay? Just so you don't have to spend. For all the love I have for Linus and his channel, my God, are his things overpriced AF. Do not buy from YouTubers. I mean, unless you want to support them, sure, go ahead. I won't stop you from supporting your favorite content creators. Hint, hint. But really think about what you're buying first before you commit. I kind of forgot how this went back together. San, just give JP a Raspberry Pi. Yeah, I mean, I could think of several things I could do with a Raspberry Pi. That would be really neat. How did this go back together? Oh man. See, that's the problem. I can take things apart and just almost put them back together. All right, I think that does go like that, I believe. Huh. Can make a baby monitor. That's an interesting project. Although it's not helpful for my situation because I already have baby monitors. I have a CCTV setup in my condo, so I can monitor the baby no matter what room they are in. Oh, you know what I should do before putting it back together is give this a good wipe down. Should clean it. I have some cotton here that I set aside just in case. Because I doubt I'll ever be able to get into these crevices of the mouse again. Or if I am able to, then it will probably be for another repair purpose. So yeah, let's just wipe this down. San also suggests a drone to spy on Mark with. Make a smart mirror. Yeah, I've seen those projects floating around. Smart mirrors are pretty fun. Also, I don't need a drone to spy on Mark. I already have something. Watch Mark get paranoid. I already have cameras in his house, watching his every move. That's such creepy shit. It's very rude. I would not intrude on Mark's privacy that way. That's very rude. Okay. It's not fitting as nicely as before. I don't know if it's because the wires are in the way or if there's something else. But let's just go with it. See what we can get away with here. Oh God, okay, here we go. How is the audio mix, by the way? This is the first time in a while that we're doing a stream with audio, with background music. So let me know if it's too loud or anything. Or if you're not liking the background music. It's fine. Okay. It might be a little soft, actually. Right? I'm just using royalty-free... Oh, darn. This was not the right screw. This was the stupid Torx screw. Why did I put you in there? Okay. I will put you separately from the rest of the screws. Here you go. Torx screw away. Nothing bad. go. Ah, that was a too big screw. Okay. Let's use one of the smaller screws. Did I just drop it? Nope. Now I did. There it is. Also, the exposure is way up on this camera. It is not this bright to my eyes. Mm-hmm. Just getting a closer look. Just because I'm not confident in how tight or how far down these screws are supposed to go. All right. Okay, so these are the side buttons. I removed them earlier, not knowing that I didn't need to remove them. So, just trying to find out how these go back on. I took out the screws for them and it turned out they didn't need to be removed to get access to the main buttons. Alright, so that just slides in like that. And this just slides in, I'm pretty sure, in a similar but opposite way on the other side. Oh. My wife is now in a call. See, this is why I only allocated a shorter time for the Monday streams. Because usually my wife has calls that I need to take care of. Santagoy says, people can get DMCA strikes on Twitter now. That's kind of bullshit. Big Kais. Hey, Kais, you're on stream. Thank you so much for joining. Kais says, I wish they'd make it easier to replace things, but in this world, capitalism, say, brah, just buy a new one. That's true. But as I was disassembling this earlier at the start of the stream, I was kind of marveling over how well thought the repair process was. There are a lot of screws, yes, and it's kind of a puzzle to put it back together, but the actual components are very modular. So, I can't show it off now because I'm already done, but these switches, I'm already done removing these switches here. Which of my scenes again is it? I forget which scene it was. Well, whatever. These switches here were the ones that were removed. I removed them. It would have been so much more difficult to remove them if these daughter boards were not in place. So you see these wires coming off of the new switches, and they're going into its own board right there. So that board is removable. And it makes it so much easier to repair. And, you know, if I botched the repair, if I broke the whole board, I'm pretty sure I could just go to Logitech and ask them, hey, could I get a replacement board, like for the left mouse click of the G900? And they'd probably be able to send the replacement right over. Same with the other side. That board is easily replaceable, removable. Each of these switches here on the side are also on their own board. Here, I'm just going to remove it for you. Look at that. If I needed to replace the side button switches, just like that, here and here, I can remove this board, this daughter board, and do it that way, so I don't have to damage any other part of the mouse. It's very, very modular, and I kind of like that about it, but it does mean that there's a ton of screws to get at. And it's not exactly the easiest repair. It's just very forgiving to repair it. Like when you do fuck it up. And I did kind of mess it up earlier. Here it is again. The ribbon cable. You can see there's a kink there now. Or like, I don't know, a scratch. hopefully nothing there got torn or damaged. Because if this ribbon if this ribbon cable got torn or damaged during my repair process, then this is all for naught. I'm going to have to replace the cable. I may have to replace the cable, which itself seems modular. See, this one ribbon cable goes off into another ZIF connector here, and then breaks off into this section here for the top buttons. But it looks like it is replaceable too. So if I tore the ribbon cable and this mouse doesn't work, I'm pretty sure I can get a replacement ribbon cable. Of course, I'll have to wait a few weeks again before I can get it, you know. So hopefully I did not tear the ribbon cable, but they're more resilient than people give them credit for. They can take a lot of bends. So hopefully, dang. You know, when I was just talking about how cool the modularity of this is, and now I can't put this back together. There. There you go. Okay, now that is in flush. Cool. And yeah, capitalism sucks. Yup, sneaky beaky watching. Okay, so maybe you have been watching ever since I broke that ribbon cable. In which case, yeah, you caught me. Alright, I think this goes in next. There's like a little hole here. Inside, not that bigger hole where my finger is now covering. Inside here, there's another hole that this little peg, I think, is supposed to go into. Yep, just like that. At least nothing caught fire this time. Jesus Christ, that scared the F out of me. Holy shit. Kai says, I still have the G900 with a broken cable, got the replacement and everything, but I'm just too lazy to get this done. The Corsair mouse, though, Jesus, that thing is so hard to repair, I gave up. Hey, this is a G900. If you have a broken cable, which part of the cable broke? Was it this, the ZIF cable? Or maybe it's a G900 for a different model, or a different make. And yeah, let me know if you are going to send over your Corsair mouse for me to give it a shot. Let me know. I know that the shipping and the tax is probably going to make it less worth the repair process, but I'm still willing to give it a shot. Mark also has a mouse that he'd like me to look at. I'm more than willing to take a look at it on stream. He just needs to pay for the switches, you know. Why did this not go in? There we go. Okay, I might have over-tightened that. We'll tune it later. I said 900, said Big Kais, but it meant G500. Oh, okay. Yeah, because the 900 obviously is a wireless mouse, so... shouldn't have a problem replacing the wire there. The 500 though, yeah. You do it, but it's not worth it. It would be $100 just for the shipping. Not worth it, yeah. Just, maybe, you know what? Do a repair stream and maybe I can guide you. That would be an interesting attempt at a repair. You know? It's like remote tech support. Oh, there's my autofocus. Fighting trying to keep up. This stream sponsored by Stanley. Stanley Kubrick. The infamous Wi-Fi cable. Wi-Fi cable was your problem with the G500. I didn't realize that it has a Wi-Fi cable inside. Is it? Kai's saying that would be a great thing to be honest. Show us those beautiful hands, Cam. Ooh. Man, I clipped my nails before this, and dang, it really made the repair difficult because I couldn't pry things out with my... the Wi-Fi cable is a joke. Okay. It completely flew over my head because I'm a dum-dum, and I should have realized that mice don't have Wi-Fi cables inside of them. Though you never know nowadays, dude. You never know. There's Wi-Fi and Bluetooth in everything now. So, and technically, this mouse is a Wi-Fi mouse because it uses data over 2.4 gigahertz radio signal, so it's technically Wi-Fi. So your joke is actually more, you know, prescient than you give it credit for. Okay, how does the back screw in? Actually, let me just wipe that down a little bit too, because there's some gunk in here that I'm a little bit embarrassed to show on camera for. Kai saying true, I like 2.4 gigahertz devices, more reliable than Bluetooth. Yeah, I mean, Bluetooth is very good. It's a very good technology. It just is, there's way too many things that use Bluetooth. So different devices have different support levels for Bluetooth devices. And you'd think that it would all just be, you know, plug and play, but I don't know why the standard has to be so clunky the way it is. I don't remember how this connects. I think there's a hinge here. Oh, I see, okay. So like on the side buttons here, there's like a little hinge that this thing snaps into. The Sandug was saying JP gunk. Yeah, dude, exactly. That's why I didn't want to say anything, but... well, you beat me to it. There is JP gunk in all of these little crevices here. Just clean that out. I already cleaned this one. And, no more screws here, I believe. So I just need to put this butt back together. I'll call this the butt of the mouse, and put this back together here and on the other side. It's supposed to just slide in like that. There you go. One side done, and then the other. And I can't get a good grip on the mouse because there is adhesive on the other side, which holds the battery down. If you recall, I do still need to put the battery, install the battery. Oh shit. So wonky. Maybe I should go in slide it in from the back instead. Okay, slide like that. And get the arms over, just over the other button. And check the other side, just so we're aligned. Okay, and then, come on, man. Come on. Just fit in that little latch. And at the same time, I don't want to force it. I don't want to over force it because I might break the latch. And then all of this would have been for naught. Oh, jeez. I don't think I'm doing this right. It shouldn't be this difficult or this unwieldy. What could it be, though? How are you doing, by the way, Kais? It's been a couple of weeks since we've seen you. How's the situation there? Oh, it just goes in under. Oh, I'm so stupid. It slides under, not between the button and the latch. It slides under the latch. God. Here, I'll show you my stupid mistake. I was trying to get it. I was trying to get this thing. Come on, autofocus. Come on. I was trying to get this thing here, like fit in between. At the top between here. It's just supposed to go under. Not on top, just under. And of course, autofocus fucks up again. There. It's simple. All right. I want to put 2 more screws down to hold the butt in place. One. Where's the other short screw? Did I lose it? Was that one of the screws I lost? One of the short screws? Okay, I'm not sure. Kai's saying, yeah, I'm okay. It's been a minute. About to drive into work. Busy week ahead of me. Hope things are going well for you guys too. Right? Have a safe drive. And have a good day at work. Busy week. I hope that it's busy doing productive things and not useless things. And as for us, well, it's always interesting in the Philippines. Gosh. For me personally, I have had a very interesting weekend. It was our first weekend with no support for the babies, meaning we could not go to either of the grandparents. So they stayed here. They stayed in our cramped little condominium, which was, you know, really just to use as a bachelor pad when I was solo, when I was still single player in my life, but eventually became the house where I live in, or the condo where I live in with my wife. And then it became, you know, nice and cozy. And now it's just downright cramped with 2 more kids to take up space here. And, you know, kids take up a lot of space proportionate to their size. But they enjoyed. It was fun. They had a lot of fun. They were happy the whole time. Very few tantrums comparatively. Not gonna dive. Oh, you said dive into work. Okay, my bad. My reading comprehension is off. And also Mark Lobster threw me off with his reply to you. You're not gonna drive anywhere today. That's good. That's good. Okay. Well, have a good day at work. Anyway, the kids, they were very happy, which bodes well. Maybe we just got lucky and it was a good day, you know, for them. That's very possible. But I also am hopeful that this means that we're able to, you know, be a little bit more independent with the babies. It's okay. It's late over there. It's actually 4:40 p.m. It's not too late. For Mark, though, it is late. It's early for Mark. He should be asleep still and getting ready just to wake up now because of his work hours. Which I'm not sure have changed yet. I don't know what his situation is actually. So I'll let Mark speak for himself if he wants to offer that information up. So I'm just looking for the correct screw to go in here. So we have 4 screws at the bottom. I think these are all small screws because that would make the most sense. Welcome back, Santagoy. You said, again, without leaving any indication that you had left in the first place, so we don't really know that you were gone at all. Okay, that screw goes there. This screw goes here. I'm a little worried. Yeah, I'm getting a little worried because we have so many screws left over. And I don't see where they are supposed to go back. Yeah, it's not looking like I put all of the screws back. Whoopsie. Well, a lot of these were just for redundancy, honestly. They don't all need to be screwed back. Now, if this was an airplane, then I would be deathly worried why there's a missing screw in a spot where there's obviously supposed to be one. Okay, I am looking for my last remaining small screw. I think I lost it. 1 second. BRB just going to take a look at where this might have fallen on the floor. found the screw, so hopefully that's the only one missing. Catching up with chat. Mark Lobster says, I had days off on Wednesday and Thursday, and then yesterday, so my body clock is so effed up. Dang, dude. Hopefully you can get back in sync soon. But you did mention that there's a possibility you might be shifting schedules, so I do hope you get a better, one more conducive to your, to your sleeping habits and to your intended streaming time. Kai says, I'm using melatonin to fix my sleep schedule every once in a while. It helps a lot. Yes, it does. A lot of people take melatonin to help their sleeping. I know my parents do, and my grandmother take melatonin to help with their sleeping, and it does seem to do the trick. Okay. All right. So now we can put in the new battery. Oh, I'm so stupid. I'm so stupid. I shouldn't have put this butt back on yet, because the battery goes in underneath the butt. Let's go ahead and unscrew these 2 screws. Thankfully, it's only held by 2 screws. That butt piece. That should be the official term that Logitech will use for that that part. The butt of the mouse is the official Logitech term for this back. Okay, and then we will just lift and pull apart a little bit. There. And that comes off just like that. And the battery is supposed to plug in. No, I'm a dum-dum. I'm a double dum-dum. I'm a double dum-dum because holy crap, the battery plugs in here on a completely different part of the of the mouse. All right, fine. Okay, let's put the butt back on. Damn it. Oh, I'm making all these stupid mistakes. Whoa, you can't really buy melatonin in the Netherlands? That's bonkers. That's crazy. It's not a dangerous drug at all. You should be able to just get it over the counter. Like here, Mark, if you're going to get melatonin, you can definitely buy it in Healthy Options. They sell it in big packs there. In Germany, it's not available. Okay. I wonder why. I'm very curious as to why that might be. Maybe you guys have stricter tariffs on certain drugs, but melatonin is naturally produced in the body, so I don't know why there would be, restrictions on that. They have pretty strict processes in Germany to test stuff that comes on the market. Okay. Interesting. Let's get that mouse plugged in, or rather that battery plugged in, and then we can figure out how or where, how this mouse is doing. Okay, battery slid in and tapped down. Not too concerned about making sure it's secure, because we might have to remove it in a little bit. Sandagoys asks, what does melatonin do? They say it's not 100% safe since it's been tested over a long time. Your body produces this. Yeah, melatonin is a hormone produced in the body when it's time to go sleepy. And in fact, it is something that is found in mother's breast milk when in the evenings, when it's time for the mother to go to sleep and it's time for them to breastfeed their babies, mother's breast milk has melatonin in it to help the babies go to sleep. That's another reason why breast milk is such an amazing thing. Is, the body, the mother's body knows what the baby needs, even if the mother doesn't consciously know it herself. So it's really great that, oh man, this ribbon cable is giving me an anxiety attack right now. I already damaged it once, so I don't want to fuck it up even more. So it's really great that they are able to bottle melatonin and serve it in pill form. Because it's something that, I mean, ostensibly, we already produce in our own bodies. And it should be completely safe to consume. Anyway, I've been recommended it, or rather, my parents and my grandmother use it. And my dad is the one who suggested it, and he's a doctor, so I'm fairly okay with the prescription. And you can just buy it over the counter here in Healthy Options without a prescription. Okay. This is really tricky. I have many dark backgrounds. I don't have any contrast here. So I don't know what I'm using, where I'm aiming my my tweezers. Let's try and get this better. Ah, damn it. Ah. Damn it. Okay, we'll just try it this way. I don't have bent tweezers that would be a little bit more useful in applying this. But here we go. Snap that down. There you go. Now we're going to do a test run. Okay, the mouse should turn on, even if I'm not going to screw in the rest of the pins, but the mouse should turn on. There, the mouse did turn on. My computer detected it. And let's see if it... Cool. It works. I'm going to check all the buttons, if it really does work. Left click, right click. My side clicks are... Well, the button caps are not on them, but the side clicks appear to work still. Cool. The top DPS switching buttons work. The mouse wheel catch and lock still works. What about the... Alright, cool. The left and right side buttons. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. What did I... Oh dear. Oh dear. I think I may have damaged that ribbon cable after all. One of the side buttons is not working. Oh, wait, no. Wait a minute. It might still be working. Let me just switch the action that it is bound to. Right now it's not bound to anything, so let me try volume up. Hey, it works. Awesome. Okay, everything works. Great, 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 great. I am very happy. Successful repair, everyone. A winner is me. Awesome. Alright, so I'm just going to screw this all back together and it should just work. Let me count the screws needed. I do need to make sure that it is secure in these locations. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. How many screws do I have on my table? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Why do I have 14 screws left on my table and only 7 holes left to put them in? That's kind of concerning. Sandagoy going, oh, not gonna lie, they had me in the first half. Yeah, this is weird though. Like, there's only 7 screw holes left and there's 14 screws. What the fuck, man? Okay, maybe these 4 are also screw holes that need to be done. That need to be taken care of. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Nope, that still doesn't account for like 2 more screws. Whatever. Okay, let's just start screwing things back and see if they all fit. And if it doesn't, I have a couple extra screws then for other purposes. Next time I play competitive CSGO, the mouse just falls apart completely. Okay. Alright, we're in the end game. I mean, well, we're done. We're done. The stream is over. I can end the stream now on a high note. But I'll keep it on just so that we can finish chatting while putting the mouse back together completely. Yeah. Oh, I should turn off the mouse, actually. Oh god, did I just poke my lens with the screwdriver? Sorry, camera. Alright. Ah, fuck. I dropped the screw inside the mouse, but thankfully I have a magnetic tip on this screwdriver. And you can resume. There we go. Get these out of the way. Don't need to see them anymore. Maybe we can turn down the exposure on the camera too. Hold on, let me just get on this. Exposure compensation. There we go. It's a little bit darker, but at least you can see the writing on the battery now, which is not that exciting. So this battery is what is it? It's 1000 milliamp hours versus the stock battery, which was 750. We should get a lot more playtime than before. Oh, I remember what. Okay, there's a screw I missed underneath the battery. We might as well just pull this out a little bit first. Hopefully it's not too tightly packed in there with the adhesive. Right, there was that one screw underneath the battery. Yeah, get out of there. Okay, in that hole, there's a screw in there. Or there should be a screw in there. Okay, screw that down. I can feel it. There you go, getting tighter. Okay. And reapply the battery. Am I missing anything here? I don't think so. Very much doubt. So we're just going to go ahead and close this up. If I can remember how it's supposed to close up. There you go. All right, and then we've got 6 screws around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 1 up here. So how many screws do we have remaining? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We have 2 excess screws. I wonder where they could have gone, or where they were supposed to have gone. I mean, it feels fairly sturdy. So I don't think those 2 extra screws were absolutely necessary. These are the side buttons for the mouse. So I'm just going to apply them and see if it feels any different when I press on the side buttons. Because that's the only place I could think of that might have, that I might have missed the screws on. No, it's fine. Yeah, it feels fine. Dragmice saying, "Oh hey, you're almost done. Just got back. Facebook is now bombarding me with Unbox Guru JP ads. Saw your SNES Classic review. Oh, I'm very proud of that review. The SNES Classic. I was able to be very in depth. They even let me talk about the actual emulation software that Nintendo opted to use for the SNES Pro. I mean the SNES Classic. That was one of my favorite videos that I did for Unbox Guru, and it was also one of the first. That was part of our initial recording session, and good God, was it bloody. It took a long time to finish that one session. Only because, like aside from me, no one else really had on-camera experience before. They were radio VJs who I worked with, and still do at Unbox Guru. It was their first time being on camera for a lengthy amount of time. So I'm quite happy that you found that review, Dragmeist. Santago's gotta go. Thank you so much for sticking around for as long as you did, buddy. I will definitely... You know what? Let's give you another shout out, because you will be streaming. I don't know how soon. You said later. So I don't know if that's later today or if it's later some other time. But when you do stream, I will definitely be one of your first audience members. Take care of yourself and have a safe... You're not driving anywhere today. Just stay safe. Also, Arvin, if you're not cool on having all of those Unbox Guru ads all over your feed, go ahead and unfollow or delete it. It's fine. I don't really, I don't really mind. Mind my friends not watching me. At least on Unbox Guru, because that's kind of cringe. I still feel a little cringe every time I do an Unbox Guru video. Only because it's so edited, you know? There's production value put into it, which means that they get to pick and choose the parts of me, the parts of my performance that I show off. Dragmice saying, "Nah, it's fine, just FB algorithms at work." Yeah, that's true. Maybe Facebook knows that you're secretly attracted to me, so... so it's giving you as much of me as it can. Oh, dear. Maybe it also means that Unbox Guru is finally doing some Facebook marketing. Because... those are old videos, dude. Dragmice. Well, now it's not. Well, now it's not a secret. God. Oh, bromance is real. All right. Tap that down. And then, surprisingly, there is no screw in this hole. Like, obviously, this is an obvious spot to put a screw, but there isn't any, so... And here is the... stupid T5 screw that I need my special kit for. Excuse me. All right. Earlier the T5 didn't fit. I'm wondering if that's just because I actually used a T5H and not a T5. So we'll see if this is the actual correct screw. Oh, dang. Okay, it is a T5. Interesting. There you go. Nice and tight. Listen to that. So much softer of a click than before. This is the old click. Well, it might not sound accurate because it's no longer in a housing, but this is the old click. I broke the switches. Yeah, I must have broken these old switches because they no longer click at all. That's silent. But you can trust me, they were quite loud compared to this. So I'm pretty happy with the way the repair went. Ooh, it's heavier. That battery is heavier than the old one. Okay. Which is fine by me. I like a heavier mouse. Alright, it doesn't feel too much heavier, which is fine. It's a good thing. But when you lift it, it definitely is heavier. When you're sliding it around, not so much. Anyway, we still do have to put the feet back on. So let's do that before the end of the stream. I have 2 pairs of replacement feet. Hopefully they are the right size. I saw some comments on the Amazon page where I bought these from saying that some people might have gotten the wrong size of feet for their G900. It might have been the size for the G902. Oh, darn, I accidentally... Let's go ahead and turn off that mouse. Accidentally turned off the music. Okay. Yep. So this is the bottom. Bottom foot goes right over here. Okay. Then one of the diamond feet. This is for one of the sides. I think either will do. Their diamond foot. This is very therapeutic, putting stickers back. This is like, if you remember when you were a kid, sticker books were a thing. And I only remember this because we've bought sticker books for my babies. This is like sticker books for adults, for techie adults. It's very therapeutic. Just returning these in their proper place. Excuse me. Alright, I'm not going to replace these ones beside the sensor because they were never removed in the first place. Alright, cool. And each of these also have little tiny, very thin rather, plastic protectors. So we can do a peel, I suppose. Here, let's switch to... Rather, let's just ignore my face cam for a sec and just do some peel. If we can get at it. There you go. 1. 2. You know what? This camera needs light, is what it needs. 3. And before. There you go. My mouse should be as good as new. Oh, wow, it feels so good. Feels so good to use now. That Teflon really does wonders for the smoothness of a mouse on a surface. All right, so tech repair complete. Thank you to everyone who joined the stream. I'm going to be ending it in a little while now. And before I go, I just want to acknowledge the presence of all of my near and dear friends who did manage to join in the chat. That's Santagoy, Artificity, Mark Lobster, Dragmeist, It's a Me Mirio, not It's a Me Mirio, It's Me Michelle-chan, and of course our wonderful Big Keist, one of the oldest people who followed me on Twitch. So thank you guys so much for coming to watch the stream. Speculator is asking, hello, how can I fix the middle mouse button on the Logitech 300S? Unfortunately, that was not covered by the stream, but I can imagine that if it's any similar to the 900, here, let's go in just chatting mode for a sec. If it's any similar to the 900, then it would be just a matter of desoldering and resoldering the middle mouse button switch. I'm going to go ahead and Google Logitech, what was it, 300S? Wow, okay, that's a very cool looking mouse. 300S, middle mouse button switch. What does it look like? Alright, so there are YouTube videos of people who are replacing specifically the G900S middle mouse buttons. I don't know if it's just the middle mouse button. Sorry about that sudden spike in volume. That was the YouTube video that I'm watching to check out this dude's repair. Wow, he has the tools that I wanted for this stream. All right, it looks like the teardown for the G900S is a lot easier than this one, the 900, which I just finished repairing. However, there are no daughter boards with which you can rely on to make the repair a little bit easier. So I'd say actually it would be easier to repair the G900S. Let me just see if he ever gets to the middle mouse button though, because so far I'm seeing the left mouse button, the right mouse button. I see a lot of the other side buttons on the G900S in this video, which I will paste in Twitch. Let me go ahead and put it in the chat for you guys so you can see what I am watching right now. And yeah, the sensor doesn't have anything to do with the middle mouse button that he would be replacing. Let me just scrub through his video because I can't tell right off the bat what is the switch he's using for the middle mouse button. Oh. Hey Spec, thank you so much for following. This was, I mean, I'm sorry that you caught me right at the end of the stream. Unfortunately, I am ending. I had just finished repairing this mouse, so I don't know if I'm going to have good advice for the G900S, but it looks like the switch that it uses should be the same. Let me see if there's another video or another image that we can fall back on. G900S. Okay, I don't think I'm seeing any new videos with the G900S middle mouse button. Actually, there are plenty of videos on the G900S or G300 series on YouTube. Is the S different from the base model? And if so, is it just the sensor that's different from it? Alright, this guy took it apart completely and it's a pretty clean video. Here. Where is the middle mouse button though? Come on, Aslan. Get to the point. I'm watching a different video now to see what the middle mouse button might be might be like. Speculator says he's been using it for 6 years and very happy with it. Good, good. It's good to have a mouse that you can stick with for a long time, because that really helps with your muscle memory with it. Okay, I think I see the middle mouse button switch that that the G900 uses in this guy's video. If I'm correct and that this is the switch, it's going to be a lot harder to replace. Uh-huh. I'm sorry, I'm being quiet right now because I just want to see how this mouse is put together. The middle mouse button might actually be just another Omron switch, very much like the ones that I used to repair the mouse that I just fixed right now, which is this one, right? Now, I don't know, I have no idea if this is the same as on the G900S, because from what I'm seeing on the G900S, it looks like the switch is a different type. Looks like a plug or a circular switch for the middle mouse button. You're gonna have to disassemble your mouse yourself and see if it's using this kind of switch or the circular one, which I don't have one to show off right now. But either way, fixing it would just be a matter of removing the old one by desoldering. You're going to have to desolder and replacing it with a new one. Hey, thank you, YouGotcha77, for following. Unfortunately, I have just about finished the stream. So you're not going to be seeing much unless you watch the VOD. I'd encourage you to, if you want to stick around and see how this mouse repair went, but I'm going to spoil you and said that it worked. My mouse works again. So yeah, Speculator, I know this wasn't a very conclusive answer for you, but fixing your switch, your middle mouse button, could be just a matter of just swapping out the switch. I don't have that mouse with me right now, and I am unfortunately not familiar with the mouse. Although there are teardown videos, I'm not seeing close footage of what the middle mouse button switch is. It could be a box switch, it could be a circle switch. Either way, they just require desoldering. Now, if you do watch my VOD and see the part where I desoldered these, you will see how difficult it was for me personally to desolder it. But if you have the right tools, I'm mostly missing just something to hold the piece of work that I need to desolder. If you have that, like a vise, right, or a soldering, they're called helping hands for soldering, then you'd probably have a much easier time than I did. But all in all, it's a fairly straightforward repair. You could also try doing this. Here, I'll go ahead and switch again to the game scene, the main scene. You could try doing this, and I do not recommend doing this if you do not have an alternative way to repair the mouse. But all of these Omron type, box type switches, which are the mouse button switch, all of these can be opened. Like you can take a thin shiv or blade and you can open the side of the box right here. Right there. So I hope my camera picks it up. I hope the stream isn't too blocky on your end, but this thing should open up. And when it does open up, here's the other side for a comparison. And I'm going to open it up like on camera right now. You're not going to see my face because I have to bend over. I have to kind of bend over to do it. But if you do open it up, which I'm going to do right now with this broken switch. Yikes. It's trickier than it looks, actually. So that's why I recommend you do not do this unless you have a replacement switch already. You see how I'm really going at it, right? It's bending and breaking the plastic housing. Yeah, right, Mark Lobster. Is it like a plastic latch? It is. And Big Kai saying China for the win. Yeah, That's one of the reasons why I replaced these switches. So I got rid of these ones and I got the Japan Omron switches, which hopefully last a lot longer. Now these are just held on with plastic latches. Yes, you can totally just open it up with a prying tool if you have one, or a couple of tweezers like what I'm doing right now. Hopefully I don't stab my finger and get blood all over the stream. That would be very uncomfortable. Oh man. I said like you could just do this, and here I am just trying, and it's not. It could be a problem with the switch itself, because I may have melted it with the desoldering. Damn it. Well, you get the idea. If you open this up, which I am failing to do right now, but if you do open this up and remove the housing, you can see like what looks like a metal lever that's shaped like this. And if the problem is that when you click the mouse button, it isn't depressing, then what you can try is it might have flattened out like that. You can try manually bending the metal rod so that it is touching the plastic button again. That could make it work again for a short while, but if that metal part that's supposed to be shaped like a sharp mountain, a sharp V, isn't working or is already bent to be flattened out, then bending it back is just delaying the inevitable. It's going to bend again. So you might as well replace the switch if you can, if you have a way to. Now I'm curious, like why this is not opening up. I'm gonna break it. I'm just gonna break it, like completely shatter it and see what the deal is. Because I really want to show off to you guys like how you can open up one of these casings yourself and possibly repair your switch that way. Like if anything, it's something you can try if the mouse was broken anyway, like and you already have a replacement. And this method, I really think this side is melted down. I really do. Anyway, as I was saying, you could try this to see if it would, at least give you your mouse back again to use as like a secondary or backup mouse. Damn it. Where did it go? This is really a stubborn piece of crap, isn't it? It's supposed to be really easy to open these latches. It is supposed to be. But that assumes you didn't completely break it by desoldering it incorrectly. Nope. That didn't break it. I mean, that didn't open it. There, I've opened up. So taking off the top of the switch, you can see how a mouse switch works. This is the metal part that I was talking about that's bent like this. Right? Here's the top of the switch. Apparently it flew out and I've lost the button. See, there used to be a white button that went in there. Now it's gone. But that white button was over here. Oops, over here. See if I can find it. No, that's gone. That's completely gone. Doop. So what you can try with your mouse switch that hopefully is not as mangled as I made mine now. Come on, autofocus. Mark Lobster, this combination of applied force, sharp things, and fingers is making my nerves go round in roller coasters. Yeah, you should have seen my fingers when I was new at this. So, damn it, come on. Autofocus, work with me here. So here. This is where there would be a metal rod, which I think flew off while I forced this open. There's supposed to be a metal rod that gets pressed as you press the switch, right? And sometimes in cheaper switches or older switches, it gets bent. So you have to rebend it and make sure that it is making contact with the plastic switch. This is completely busted. I must have melted. Yeah, look at that. There's like a melted part here in the center. The camera is not picking it up well because I need more lighting. But there's a melted part right here. It melted way through because this middle pin got too hot. There you go. You kind of see that melted plastic portion. Should I try and open this one, which is even more melted? Like, look at how deformed that bottom part of the plastic is. I'll just give it up right now, huh? We're gonna end the stream. But yeah, hopefully that helped you guys out. It's pretty easy. I mean, obviously not the way I did it. If you were to take your own time, work in a brighter location. Honestly, I am only being lit by this, this ring light, which is not a good light for working on something as sensitive as electronics. If you have the proper tools, what I was talking about, the vise, the helping hands for, what do you call those? Soldering work, or a vise, then you can much more easily repair your mouse than mine. And if you have a different mouse, it's possibly even easier, because this one was a bear to open up. It had so many screws. I didn't even put all the screws back because I don't know where two of them go. Yeah, hopefully that gives you guys the confidence to try it out on your own. If you want to fix your own mouse. You could also just opt to buy a new one, but that's a little expensive and kind of wasteful. Anyway, this was one of my rare repair streams, DIY streams. Usually I stream Final Fantasy XIV. If you want to catch me, I think my schedule is around here somewhere on the Just Chatting page. So, on the end page, you'll see my schedule, but I will stream again tomorrow at 9 p.m. GMT plus 8 until 1 a.m. And that's my normal stream time for Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. So thank you guys for stopping by and watching for as long as you did. I'll see you when I see you. Bye.